Hey there, I'm Nikki Starcat Shields, and you have discovered Starcat's book reviews. I am an author, a book midwife, and also a lifelong bookworm. This week, we're going to be reviewing Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. This is a big, giant book. What is this, 1,200? Let me see. Yeah, 1,200 something odd pages, which I love. I know some people have said that they feel intimidated by big, giant books, but I just love them. They make such good companions. They last a while. This is book 4 in Sanderson's The Stormlight Archive series. I discovered this, I'm going to go off on a little side tangent here. So I discovered this book because I won a copy of the first book in the series from a contest. Well, it's like a fundraiser that the author Patrick Rothfuss does every year. This was a couple years ago. I gave a donation and I got entered into the drawings, and I won a copy of the first book of this. And then I knew about Sanderson because of he was the author who finished up Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time epic fantasy series after Jordan had passed away. And so I knew about his writing from the last 2 books of that series. And was gifted, won this in the contest and was like, okay, I'm diving in and just love it. By the way, speaking of Wheel of Time, watch the show Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime if you get a chance. It's really awesome. All right, so what I liked about this book, I love the world building. It's completely unique and compelling. If you read fantasy a lot or have played D&D, you know there's sort of a fantasy trope where there are elves and dwarves and the world is a certain way, and there's like a time when the world was different, and now the way it is now. This world that this author builds in this book is completely unique and completely awesome. I just really love that. That's one of my favorite things about it. It's epic fantasy at its best, really, and it's unique. The author actually ties this series in with some of his other series in a sort of a meta level way. It's really impressive. It's impressive writing. It's fun to read. I love it. What I didn't like, there wasn't really anything that I don't like about this book or this series, maybe except that I don't really have anyone to talk about it with at this point. My husband started reading the series, but he's a little further back than I am, so he needs to catch up. I need to talk to somebody about all the amazing developments. Biggest takeaway, for me, these types of epic fantasy stories are really heavily tied to the characters and the arc of development that they go through. And Sanderson really excels at this, as well as the world building. So in this book, he shows how my favorite main character actually deals with mental illness and trauma in a really deep way, a meaningful way, and how she comes out the other side of that. So that's really cool. The other characters in the book are also complex and flawed and amazing, but learning new things, and I bow to this author's genius in the way that he's written this, and especially the characters. Would I recommend this book? Absolutely, especially if you're a fantasy fan. And if you do read this series, let's talk about it. Please, message me. I would love to talk to somebody else who's reading it. The series is not complete yet. I think there's supposed to be 5 books in this first series in this world, and then maybe another 5 later on. Takes them a while to write because they're so big. But yes, I definitely recommend this. Brandon Sanderson's The Stormlight Archive series, and this is book 4, Rhythm of War. All right, thanks for watching. I'm not going to be back with another book review for a couple of weeks because of the holidays. So I'm taking a couple of weeks break, and then we'll be back after that. I will have content up here on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, though, so keep watching, and please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. All right, thank you so much. Bye.